Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Professor Dr. Rizwan Jamil Qureshi, and I'm going to cover lecture number 19 of Advanced Object-Oriented Software Engineering. In lecture number 18, I covered component qualification and component adaptation activities of component-based development. Today, I'm going to cover component composition. What is the meaning of component composition? Means integration. In general, we understand this term. So the components we qualify to reuse, and we need some customization, so we customize them. The third step is to integrate them into the architecture of new application or new system. To do this task, we need something like there are some requirements. What are the requirements? We need to bind the components so they can properly integrate. We need to communicate components, that components can communicate after integration. And the third thing, they can perform their required function or services. Like we perform unit testing, integration testing, and system testing. In unit testing, we test each and individual module, class, procedure, and in the integration testing, we integrate those individual modules and we make sure that they can communicate, they can export or import data, and they are properly communicating with each other in terms of hyperlinks. We can call one module or one component into another component, or one module with another module, or vice versa. And at the system testing, we check that the components or the modules which are performing their functionality individually after integration, still they are performing their individual functionality, they are performing their functionality or services. So these are the three things after integration we need. To have integration, we need 4 architectural ingredients. First thing, we need data exchange model, automation, structural storage, and architectural models. I repeat, data exchange model, automation, structural storage, and architectural models. Data exchange model means mechanisms to interact and transfer data between or among the components, and it should be defined like drag and drop, cut and paste, API based communication, human to software, components to components, and among system resources. So these are the requirements or mechanisms we need to define, and it should be available. Automation. To achieve automation, variety of tools, macros, and scripts should be implemented to facilitate interaction between or among the reusable components. Like we can write text into MS Word using Visual Studio or NetBeans without opening Word document or Excel. So we just need to include a library that's available in Visual Studio or visualstudio.net, or we can use Microsoft Word or Adobe, the PDF through the browsing facility, browsing services. Then structural storage is the third mechanism we need to define. What is structural storage? Structural storage means we can have heterogeneous data. And what is heterogeneous data? Like in big data or in data warehouse. What is data warehouse? Data warehouse is a database of databases. So we have data from Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle Server, MySQL, HANA, Excel or spreadsheets, data, Adobe. So there are different data sources, and these are different data formats, data types. So data warehouse is used to store data from multiple sources. That's the reason I define it like internet is a network of networks. I define it, data warehouse, as database of databases. It can store data from multiple sources, and it has a tool, it's called ETL, extraction, transformation and loading. So we extract the data from multiple sources, we transform them from heterogeneous data to homogeneous data, and then we load into data warehouse. Like NCR has data warehouse, its name is Teradata. Some companies are using Oracle as well as a data warehouse. So we have heterogeneous data from multiple sources, and we want to store it as a single or homogeneous data structure rather than collection of separate files having different data types, different formats, different vendors are there, different protocols are there to facilitate the indexing. For example, ActiveX documents or ActiveX components and DOM. What is DOM? D for donkey, O for ox, M for monkey? No. It's document object model. Like in XML, we use DOM model. So we have parent nodes and we have child nodes, and we have XSL, T, XML, extensible markup language transformation. So XSL is there, XSLT is there. That's used to store the data as homogeneous or single data structure. And then we have architectural models available like Corba, RMI, Microsoft ActiveX architecture, that I will cover inshallah in my next lecture. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair. May Allah bless you. Assalamu alaikum.